Okay, all. So I just quickly, Melody is actually a new friend to me, and our meeting was a very special meeting when we met through a mutual friend. We got to spend a weekend together in majestic Sedona, and it was obvious pretty fairly quickly that we are very um, in line and in tune and of kindred spirit. And so we have a very special bond that started quickly and that I adore. And I think you guys will, it would be very evident very quickly how such a bright light that she is and what a gift that she has for this world. And I just wanted her to be able to share her light with this group. So, Melody, you can go ahead and do whatever and say whatever.
Okay, thank you. Make me cry. First of all, I'm so grateful for Caitlin and Nikki to that you invited me into this space and invited me to share a topic I'm extremely passionate about, and that's the Akashic Records. A little bit about myself. I was born this way, as they say. Baby, I was born this way. I
Melody, can you hear us? You froze.
Ah, the
see,
satellite
hear, and
connection.
feel.
Oh, there she
Did
is.
you lose me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
froze for just a second.
you said you're
Okay,
born that way. That meant you're frozen in time.
perfect. Yeah, yeah. And when I say I was born this way, ever since I was tiny and can remember, I can see, hear, feel entities, angelic beings, and over loved ones, guides, even the extraterrestrial beings have always been present and around me. Um, Akashic Records, though, is rather new. I have been teaching about it, playing in that energetic space for about 3 or 4 years now. It's a space that I feel really safe in, and I call it my school. I even use it for when I do energetic healing. I call in that Akashic field and the guides to assist me in doing energetic healing with people. I'm convinced it's the way that I've been able to remote view so well is using that energetic space, and it just feels safe. I don't really like using the word psychic. I think there's a lot of negative connotations towards it, and I can get hung up on labels a lot, honestly. I don't consider myself a psychic, although it's on my website because that's what people think of. I feel like I just enter this divine realm and play with it, interact with it. And it's a space that we can all connect to. In my humble opinion and experience, we can all have it. It just, I say, right? Everybody can at least play chopsticks on the piano. Not everybody is Mozart. And accessing, whether it's through mediumship or Akashic Records, that other side of the realm, it's no different. Maybe you can just play chopsticks, but you can experience it for yourself and know it for yourself. You feel it, it's tactile, it's real, it's an energy source. Might not be Mozart, or maybe you are and you just haven't exercised that muscle so much. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about the Akashic Records. Today, I plan on touching on what the Akashic Records are. And I say touch on it because it's a deep, deep, deep subject. Why I feel it's important for humanity. Then we'll go in as a group and connect to the Akashic energy field. After we come out of it, I'm going to send you off with some tips and tricks on helping you connect on your own, as well as open it up to questions. I don't want you to hesitate, though, to ask me questions as I go along, except for when we're doing the prayer. Um, what else do I want to leave you with? That's it. Yes, please ask questions. Let's be interactive. And if you don't mind, before I actually start talking about the Akashic records, can we do a little prayer? Is it okay if I do that?
Hmm.
All right. So if you would all just join me in setting the container, um, divine creator, source, God, whatever word you want to use, I ask that a sacred container be cast in pure truth, love, and wisdom. All ego be cast aside, that I guide with pure intention to teach of the sacred space of the Akasha, and that we are all guided on a soul-to-soul truth. May each person here be ignited in their spiritual journey and connecting with the Akasha. Blessed be. Amen. Thank you.
And so it is.
So it is. Okay, so what are the Akashic records? It's kind of a interesting word if nobody knows Sanskrit. When the first time I heard it, I didn't. It sounded like gobbledygook to me, honestly. I speak many other languages, but Sanskrit is not one of them. So what it means, though, the word Akasha means ether or space or sky. Sometimes people refer to it. And if you can see the in between, the space in between, the energy in between, that is akasha. I believe some people call it prana as well. It's that energy, the sparks of light, and that is the akasha energy field. I'm sure some of you come from a Christian background, or maybe this is a Christian group. I'm an everything girl. But the Book of Life is the Akashic Records. In Jewish mysticism, they call it the Book of Remembrance. In Hinduism, they call it the omnipresent or the fifth element. And it's that space where all is, all records, all thoughts, which is kind of scary, but all thoughts, it really is. They hear everything, not to digress, they hear everything. Um, when you have the peanut gallery of energy sources nodding and shaking their heads at you constantly, you realize I better be mindful of my thoughts because they hear them. But once again, that's the Akashic energy field where all that is recorded. Every past life of everything, but yet there is no past life, and I'll get into that in a minute. It's just all things. It's source. For me, it's source energy field. Um, it's often also referred to, people call it a library, an energetic library. I hesitate to say that sometimes because I feel like people expect when I go in, I'm going to see a library of books. In my experience, that's never happened. And I've never met anybody that actually sees a library of books when they go into the Akashic energy field. But maybe one of you will prove me wrong, and that will be your experience. But it's maybe a way of people categorizing. They can look up anything. They can discover anything by going into the Akashic records with an intention of a question. That's why I said in the beginning, I use it as my school. I really feel like it's my school. When I ponder and get perplexed and want to know information on things, or when I want to teach a class again, I always spend weeks in the Akashic energy field asking, how should I present this? How do I teach this? What is truth? And I just integrate and record and record and record. And voila, there's a class straight from source, and I'm getting chills. It was popularized by Edgar Cayce back in the 1900s, and further back in by Helena Blavatsky. She's of Russian American descent. They were the early, I could say pioneers, but they were only pioneers to Western culture and popular culture of introducing the Akashic energy field. It's been around forever. And I'm going to look away for a second because I asked them, my friends, I call them my friends up there, how they wanted me to present what it is. So I'm going to quote them. I never claim their words. They're as mine. They're their words. So I'm going to read this to you. They said to me, "We have existed since the beginning of time. There is no time. We exist out of time and inside of time. Know that. Know that there is no founder but you. You are the founder. And that's not me, you, each and every. It is all that is, the infinite and beyond infinite." So I hope you hear that. They really wanted me to tell you guys that, as in it's all within you. It's your source connection. There is no, if you're looking for a name, well, who founded it? Who's the first? There is no first. There is no time. It's just all that is. So why they're important? In my opinion, I don't even want, no, I don't want to use that word. Help me. In my experience and what I feel passionate about is in this 3D world of duality, there's a lot of pull, right? A lot of people say that things are more extreme now. I'm not here to stand on the podium of a doomsdayer and saying all things are going to end, and because there's always been this beautiful dance of in the 3D world is what we're in. It's more prevalent now, I feel, because of social media and pop culture, and it's in our face constantly, but there's always been this left or right. It's just now people are pushing us more, and maybe back in the 1800s, 1400s, hundreds of years ago, even though there were wars going on the other side of the world, or some other person trying to control you, you didn't see everybody else as much as now. With the Akashic records, being in that space, it elevates your frequency. It helps you to not to see beyond the left and the right, the black and the white, the duality pulling us all apart, brings you to center. And they told me it pierces through the center of all of that and pierces into you, to the oneness, to the all, to creation. And there is no left or right, wrong or right. It just is. It brings you into that space and helps you heal. It really is a soul healing space to be in. When you center yourself, when I center myself, when I get outside of the duality, even if it's for a few minutes, I change the frequency of myself, and it has a ripple effect of what's around me. I say often, if I heal myself, I heal the world. If I heal myself, I heal you. If you heal yourself, you heal me. And it's all connected. So the more that we stay in that frequency and pull ourselves up, yes, maybe possibly things are going to change for humanity because more of us are elevating. Frequencies are elevating. I feel strongly that that Akashic energy field is what's helping so many wake up even more, aside from a million other things, but being more with the divine, with source, with pure consciousness, you can silence out the pull to fracture us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ripple effect. Any questions? I'm sure there's hundreds. And if you don't have anything, that's okay. We can get started with going in because I'm sure you all want to play.
Hi, Melody. I actually have a question. So In terms of the Akashic records, when someone has like a moment of deja vu, is that kind of like our recollective memory, just that aha moment, like I've experienced this, or this was in the library, and it's just like a remembrance of something? Is that what it is when people experience deja vu?
I'm asking how to answer, so give me a second.
Okay.
So, in a I can say that. In a deja vu moment, one has a soul remembrance of something that happened before, correct? Yes. Sorry, when I start channeling, I might start stuttering and I speak differently. Um, when one is in the Akashic records, you're entering with an intention.
Mhm.
So perhaps you're creating that deja vu experience with intention to happen rather than it happening on the side as you're in your daily life.
Mhm.
Was that clear?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So very much related, but not the same.
Mhm.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Are you perplexed? No? Okay. No, I saw somebody else frowning and I'm wondering, did I not answer that right? That's what they gave me. So there is a relationship. Let me come back to human melody. There is a relationship between the two, but setting an intention to go into the space and knowingly know more of a past life experience is different than that quick snap. Oh, I didn't set an intention deja vu experience that somebody has, like washing your hands in the bathroom and then all of a sudden remembering, oh my God, I've been here before. My daughter just recently had this deja vu experience when we were traveling on the road. She saw a bathroom in a, what was it? Sorry, she's beside me, in a truck stop. And then she like deja vu experienced one that she'd been in before, but we'd never been in that city, state, anything before. But she literally went through this tube and was like, oh my God, I was here before. We did this before. I'm like, no, nope, nope. First time in New Mexico for me too, ever. But it's interesting than rather sitting with intention. Okay, before we go in, I'm going to go in a little meditation just to get you present. Then say the prayer. Nikki, are you able to share the prayer right now? So Nikki's going to share the prayer on the screen. I will say it out loud. I'll read it as slowly as I can. You're welcome to read it for yourself too together. So mute yourselves. And all the spaces where it says your name, you're going to say your full legal name. So if your name's changed, before you're a Smith and now you're a Franklin or whatever, do whatever your legal name is now. Okay? Say your full name, every spot where it says your name. We're going to read, and so starting there all the way through once, and then where the asterisk starts, O Holy Spirit of God, we're going to read that through 2 additional times, and then you're in for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Okay, I will set that. We're just
Oh,
with anything happening. Every time you go into the Akashic records, you want to have an intention set. And our intention today is simply to experience the Akashic field. Don't add any more to it. Okay, just ask to experience the Akashic field. And I'll do that when I walk through the meditation with you to just ground you more and just hold it. Don't get in your own way and set any expectations. All right? When the time's up, we'll close it and then we'll talk about it. Okay, and I'll give you tips and tricks that you can use on your own. I like to say in a group setting, although we are remote, sometimes performance anxiety happens, and sometimes 3 minutes can be the longest 3 minutes of your entire life because once again, we're on video and it puts this extra pressure. It'll be different when it's you on your own. Okay? Yes. All right. Let's close our eyes and ground for a minute. If anybody has their legs crossed, please uncross your legs. Let your arms, hands softly lay in your lap. I want you to send your focus to your feet, to your toes. I want you to feel them. Go up your legs slowly and just be aware of what your skin feels like. Feel your bottom touching the seat that's holding you. Go up to your chest, up your core, down your arms to your fingertips, and move up to your head, to your face. I want you to really stay consciously aware of what the air feels like surrounding you and what your body feels like right now. And with that, we are setting our minds with the intention to experience the Akashic energy field together as a group. And I'll start reading the prayer. So you can gently open your eyes, but try to stay aware of the air around you. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know, say your name, in the light of the Akashic records, to see, say your name, through the eyes of the lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of your name have for yourself. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know, say your name, in the light of the Akashic records, to see, say your name, through the eyes of the lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of your name have for yourself. Last time. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know, say your name, in the light of the Akashic records, to see, say your name, through the eyes of the Lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones, say your name, have for yourself. Please close your eyes now. The records are now open. Just stay in this space, allowing whatever comes to come. Right, if you'll gently come back to present and repeat after me. I give thanks to the record keepers and guides. The records are now closed. Blessed be. I give thanks to the record keepers and guides. The records are now closed. Blessed be. I give thanks to the record keepers and guides. The records are now closed. Blessed be. All right. Did anybody experience anything? It's okay if you didn't, but if you did and you feel comfortable with sharing, I'd love to hear. Nobody? Okay.
I will share. Thank you. The persistent thoughts going through my head was, I am love incarnate. I am the creative force, the energy in the body of the eternal.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Anybody else experience anything?
So Charlie, I must have been piggybacking on you or you on me, because as soon as I entered this tunnel, um, the it wasn't so much spoken word, but they spoke through the mind kind of a thing. So it wasn't like I was hearing voices. Was just this reminding me that I was born pure love, and to that my goal is to remain and to act from the knowingness of the purity of love. Um, and that was why I was born here. And previous lives, I led a holy life too, and I'm in alignment with that, and to that it was important that I remember that not only am I loved, but that I am to be love.
I had a, a, a bit of a different experience. The only way I can describe it, I was in a room of souls, and an old man was going down the list and pointed to my name and said, "See, you're there." And every soul in the room, their name was there as well. And there was this whole murmur amongst the room when they realized it. And then I came to understand that I was the old man looking at the list as though I was looking for my name in the guest book. And that was about it. I just experienced the whole room and the whole situation.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Anybody else? No?
Um, I was I was in the woods, where I always feel at one and I always feel centered and grounded. And I was around the center springs and I heard the trickling of water. I look to my right and I see this beautiful light being that was very transparent and just a ray of light just surrounding it. Um, and it was talking to me telepathically and said, "You are loved." But it just stood there and I felt very calm, serene around it. And then all of a sudden, I heard the rustling of the leaves in the woods. And then I turned around and I saw a deer staring at me. So the deer was almost like telling me, "Follow me." So I go and I follow the deer um, in the woods, surrounded by just nature. And it brought me to its family of other deer. And I felt welcome. And I've always thought that my spiritual guide was a deer. Um, it, I felt so good around, not spiritual guide, but spiritual animal was a deer. And that was the last thing I remember, just seeing the family of deer.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I had a minute. I'm speaking until I'm heard. Here you go. I had a short experience. We had some sound issues I had to deal with. Um, I got like a golden light, an orb basically first, and then I had like a swelling in my throat and heart. And I've been doing some brain heart coherence work, but I was thinking about the speaking element of where that comes from and when you speak from the heart. And that's kind of where I'm being led in with my clients and my communications work. So I'm just thinking that that was a reminder.
Hmm.
So Cindy, did you fully fall out?
I kind of did. I I got to I got to a part of an intense feeling and it just was like touching lives, holding hands. I don't know what it was about. And then all of a sudden I I lost everybody and it was like, oh, it's okay. I'll have to watch it, which I can. Um, but it was magnificent while I was feeling it. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, what happened? And there was silence. So anyways, it was something about touching. Anyway, that's what I got.
Beautiful. Great. Anybody else have something to share? I think you all spoke.
A totally different kind of experience. Um, I was in light, and then I felt like I was in this library where the walls of books went so high up I couldn't even see how high they were. And then the image of my granddaughter holding her baby that she hasn't had yet.
Oh,
Oh, how sweet.
I don't know what that was all about, but
Hmm.
Wonderful.
it felt
So
good.
Yeah.
remember our intention, right? Our intention was just to experience. Can you imagine when you ask a soul healing question? When you go in with an intention to, what is my soul's purpose? Or what am I learning from this XYZ that I'm going through right now? What can I learn from this? How can I improve? How can I fix? Where's the past life from this throat swelling coming from? How do I release that? This is a space for soul healing. I want to let you know too. Let's say you're pondering, what is my purpose? When you go into the Akashic records today, if you go in again, ask, what is my purpose? You might get something, jot it down, hear it. Go in tomorrow, ask the same question. Go in the next day, ask the same question, and you will get a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Don't ever hesitate to ask the same question again and again and again, because as your consciousness grows, is how much they give you and allow in. And whatever you're going. Also, please know that sometimes you're not going to get anything. That's because it can be because at the moment you're not clean. And there's no shame in this, but if you've drank alcohol the night before or whatever, no judgment. Um, your body is not as in tune as it should be, and they're not going to give you stuff. It's just not going to happen. Also, perhaps tomorrow you're going to come down with a virus, and they already know that. It takes energy to be in that space. It takes energy to hold to that frequency. So as I say that, don't even ever leave the records open. It will drain you like no tomorrow. Space, start off small and go longer and longer and longer periods of time. But I would never be in like I say, I use it as my school. I still limit myself to no more than an hour, hour and a half at a time. Just because it can be draining and it can be a little bit confusing on what world I belong to. And we are, as humans, still required to walk on the earth right now. Yes, Laura, do you have a question?
Ask questions while you're there.
I can't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Can you ask questions while you're there?
Absolutely. But I would advise you to, before you go in, like write down, because it's easy to get lost. You're in Alice in Wonderland and you're in La La Land. It's not La La Land, but you're in this different realm and a lot of stuff can come over you and come through. And then you get out and you're like, I didn't even ask the questions I wanted. What did I ask? And you might not even remember because you're in a different consciousness. When I have clients, and they asked me during another session, remember what you told me last time? No, that was not human melody. No, I can't remember all that. That's channeling. That's when we're in that Akashic space. That's soul speaking. Human can't keep all this stuff. We just can't. So write down the questions you have and try your best to, okay, I want to know this. I want to just focus on why this repeated pattern keeps happening in my family. Like maybe it's a cycle of abuse, addiction, tripping and falling and breaking your right ankle. It's happened to every female in my family. These little patterns we see and get to the bottom of it, heal it, break the cycle. Focus on what you want to know and what you want to learn. Maybe it's why do we exist at all? I can see some of you wanting to get into those deeper, bigger questions. Every time you go in, I have to say this again, you're going to get more and you're going to get different. It's not going to skew vastly, but it will grow upon itself.
With that, can we find that prayer somewhere?
Oh yes, let's talk about the prayer. Full disclosure, I don't use that prayer personally, but it's one I like to give people to start. That is by Linda Howe. She's a famous Akashic Records reader. It's a great prayer to start with. As you get in it, I'm sure you will create your own.
How about the one at the end? I got a picture of the other one, but I didn't get the one to end.
That
It's
one.
in the chat.
Did I
It's in
break
the
up?
chat.
I feel like I broke up.
You
In the
did.
chat? Okay.
And frozen again.
Are we there?
Nikki, you can send us that prayer, right?
Yep. It's also in the chat if you want to download it right now,
Oh,
Yeah.
but I can email it as well.
all right. Thank you.
Let's see if there, Nikki.
And you can look it up. If you Google Akashic Prayer, there's lots of them out there. There might be a different one that resonates with you more. Use it. Feel free to use it. But I say again, please don't hesitate after you use somebody else's a few times. It's when you're in, you can even ask them, is this the prayer for me? How should I alter it for me? Alter it. Make sure it's your own precious key to enter source energy.
Mhm.
Told you about it not working sometimes, for lack of a better term. Don't get discouraged about it. It could be you're going to be sick. Could be, like I said, you weren't clean. Could be maybe you're asking the wrong question. Just try again the next day. Okay. Um, Always set an intention. Never leave it open. Approach it with, it's a sacred, holy space. As long as you approach it with that intention, even if you say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious 500 times, I'm sure you'll get it in. It's all about your intention and the energy you're putting out there, what you want to connect to. It will happen because it doesn't matter what, label we stick on things. It's all about our energy and our intention and where we're trying to connect. That's why I said feel free to create your own prayer after you practice a couple times with somebody else's. Make it your key. It seems like many of you are seers because I heard many of you say you saw something. So if you're seeing something with your eyes closed, I challenged you to stop doing that. Okay? If you can see with your eyes closed, you exactly the reverse of what you see with your eyes closed. If your eyes are closed and you're seeing light, when you open your eyes, you'll see, as long as you focus your gaze, I would start with a blank canvas. Make sure it's not a wall with a bunch of posters on it. Focus on the air between you and the blank canvas of the wall, and you'll see the hologram appear. You can do this. You just got to train your eyes to watch for the in between. And remember, close your eyes again and see, okay, where I'm seeing light. When I open my eyes, I'm going to see dark and I'm going to see light in the opposite. It's going to come through as the opposite. In my tour, the Akashic Records, I never told you guys this before because I didn't want to jade you. Everybody's experience is different. What spidey senses they use or going to be different. I always get flooded first instantly with love. And I'm addicted to it, baby. I am so addicted to it because that pure love makes me feel so good. And I'm so excited that you all had some semblance of love come through. And it just rushes over my body, all of it. So if you're not seeing, be in tune. That's why I said check in with the air around you and feel. I believe Cindy was having the feelings come through her. Some of you will hear things. Some of you won't. I guarantee after you've been in the Akashic Records several times over and over again, you're going to start hearing frequency. That's normal. That's you leveling up. So get ready to start buzzing because that's what it does. Are there any other questions? Anything you guys want to talk about with the Akashic field?
So I'm kind of curious about that hearing frequency because I'm hearing more and more about the energy healers are not just energetic feel, but it is actually sound and vibration. And so
I hear.
I'm thinking about the tinnitus, but I do hear things in dreams, and it's like there's layers of it. And so I'm wondering if that's what's going on.
My experience, tinnitus is different than hearing frequency, although it's a buzzing.
Right.
It will eventually keep going up higher in frequency and notes. Like if you know music, you'll hear it get higher and higher pitched. And it's not painful or a nuisance. It's actually calming. I hear a very high frequency all the time. And if we're talking about hearing them speak to us, some entities, or sometimes when we're in different levels of frequency, because even the higher frequency we go, it's a sine wave. None of us stay flatlined at any frequency or any energetic state. You can hear entities out here, or you can, as I can't remember her name, I think it was Sonia said, telepathically hear it in your head, the way they speak to you. It depends on how your body's in tune with listening. neither way is wrong or right. It just is. Some of us can hear them out here. Some of us can hear them in our head. And we usually, when we hear it telepathically in our head, we can tend to bash ourselves or disbelieve it because we're like, wait, 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 wait. But if you really stop and be patient, you'll notice maybe the voice is different or the language they use to speak to you telepathically. You know, I don't talk like that. Those aren't words I generally use. Um, so don't over explain or talk yourself out of your connection. More than likely, you are connected. If you don't get anything auditory, feeling, or seeing, write it down. Have a pen and paper and do like automatic writing while you're in the Akashic records. I get all three and I still like to use automatic writing and then kind of have an argument. I honestly sometimes fight with them because I'm human and I fight with them out of reverence and love, but just out of my turmoil of having this human experience and duality and not understanding and wanting to know more. And they're like, come on, you got this. This is experience you asked for. Breathe, breathe. Or they just watch and hold me in that turmoil, which is so sacred. We're all going to go through hard times, right? We're all going to get pulled, even as we level up, so to speak. We're going to get challenges, or we're going to get met again by a challenge that I thought I did all the work on that junk, for lack of a better term. I want to say a bad word, but I won't. But you know, you go through this work to heal that wound, and then 2 years later, it pops up again. I like to joke and say that the universe's source is like a 3-year-old retesting. Oh, did you really fix that? Let's check in. And you're like, no. But eventually we come around, right? And we get it fixed and we move up. But then we gotta meet it again. And eventually you see the pattern. Talk to them, use source or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter the word, it's the feeling of divine energy.
I think we have a feline energy that wants to speak too. Sonia's cat. But I wanted to ask about Kevin or for Kevin. He's been listening to binaural beats and having some really good success with that. Do you want to talk about that, Kevin?
Yeah, I had a brain injury. I had a brain infection 25 years ago. So I've started listening to binaural beats to rewire my brain a bit because my brain was severely rewired previous to that. And I have found it's incredible the difference that I'm finding in my everyday life. And I do binaural beats. A lot of them supposedly they're to put me in touch with the Akashic records. And I listen to those quite often. I've had an interest in the Akashic records. You mentioned earlier, I believe I understood you correctly. How do you use Akashic records in your remote viewing and healing? Because I think you mentioned that earlier. So how do you incorporate the two?
Um,
I've never like uh consulted the records before I tried to do remote viewing or whatever. So how could I incorporate that? Does
so
that question make sense?
it does make sense, but I think I need to clarify something. So if I have a healing client that's remote and not in person, I open up, well, even in person, so I digress. Um, I go into the Akashic records, sometimes just first, I feel into, do I need to call theirs in or mine in? And then I ask because guides and energy comes through.
We're not getting a satellite.
Tips and like I'm touching the human body and I can see in, and I just assume that they help me. It feels like a safe space to help me. When I'm remotely doing it, that field, like I said in the beginning, it's my safe space to work in. Um, it helps me go to that person's body or leave my body and see their body. I see their body laying before me. I see my soul in their body and doing the healing work. And it has to, it's the Akashic field helping me do that, helping me see my soul and to remote view specifically. Outside of being in an Akashic Records experience, it still feels like the same. I feel like I'm entering the same space, but I use this, me personally, I use the sun when I do that. I have to look straight at the sun and then it opens up and I can go somewhere. And I usually only use that space when I'm working on missing person cases or cold cases. I go in and I look at the sun and tube. But it's still, when you're actually in the experience, it's the same feel. It's the same holographic space as the Akashic records. Did I answer your question?
I think you did, yes.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
I know you did, yeah. And just a point when you explained it that way, I think I more or less already do that because uh, when I'm sending my healing to somebody in Nova Scotia, I ask my guides to deal with their guides. So I guess I'm already up there and just didn't realize it, kind of thing.
More than
Yeah.
likely you are. Try it next time, opening the Akashic records first with
Okay,
the
I'll do
intention and
that. Uh,
just see if you see more color or get more detail or feel more presence. I I would assume that you're going to feel more presence because you're already very connected and in tune. So it'll just amplify you and set more of a container so no riffraff comes through, if you know what I'm talking about. And that's why I call it my safe space, because I can make sure I don't get any riffraff or people, entities sending me on a snipe hunt, which they do. So
I never feel like I encounter riffraff.
you're a lucky man.
I just feel I don't know whether I'm blessed or whatever.
Don't jinx
There you
yourself.
are.
No, and I never have. I never have. Like I hear somebody that has to deal with past damage, whatever. I don't feel that at all. I understand what they're talking about, but I never have felt like uh, it it applied to me. And I don't mean that to sound egotistical or
No, it's
whatever, but
beautiful.
just uh, I don't ask for protection because I feel like I'm blanketed protected. And that's just the way I feel.
Then you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that really. If you're coming from a space of infinite love,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that works.
And I've always felt like that
Yeah.
ever since I was a knee-high to a grasshopper kind of thing.
I love that.
So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
yes, yes.
so much, everyone. You're
Yeah.
very
Thank
Thank
gracious.
you.
you.
What
Very
can we do to
enjoyable.
help
Thank
you?
you.
Is there anything we can do to help you? Spread the word?
That's it. Spread the word. You know my website, my phone number. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out or email me. Or if
Yeah.
you'd like to book, I sent out a coupon for
Yeah.
anybody interested. Or like I said, if you just have questions, I'm really passionate on having everybody be able to do it themselves because I strongly feel it's all our divine right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
love your name, Melody.
I
Melody
do too.
lingers on. What about Rosecrans? There's a major boulevard in Los Angeles called Rosecrans. What's the history of that? Do you know?
Well, that came from General Rosecrans, which is I'm a descendant of. But if you go even further back, if you guys know what Rosicrucian is, or Rosenkreuz, that's my name.
Okay, I get
So
it. Thank
now
you.
you know how I was born this way. It
Yeah,
was in the cards.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Wonderful reading.
All
God
right,
bless.
all. Bye.
Bye
Bless.
bye. Thank you.